morning, y'all. It was heaven and hell getting me up this morning because I was up all night. Yeah, this is a podcast, so it's different every day. I love to call your name. Jesus, oh sweet Jesus, every day, your name is the same. When my troubles surround me and I didn't have to despair, Lord, you told me that you'd be right there. It seemed like all my problems had just begun, but I didn't have to worry no more. They were already won. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, oh, Jesus, Jesus. Oh, I love to call in your name. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, sweet Jesus, Jesus. Yeah, I got this weed installed last night, and I'm feeling it. Of course, if you watch my live from last night, you'll see me install it. And I had did my makeup. When I felt so all alone, when I needed you, Jesus, all I had to do was call. Sometimes in the morning, sometimes late at night. But when I got on my knees, Jesus, everything was alright. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, my rose of Sharon, Jesus. To call in your name, oh, Jesus, Jesus, my mountain mover, Jesus, every day, your name is the same, oh, Jesus, nobody but Jesus, oh, how I love, to call on your name. Alright, y'all, this morning I read from another book last night. This morning, I had got up and I was reading Finding True Rest in a Busy Life. Hold on. Hey, excuse me. What'd I just tell you? Anyway, on day 2, I had wrote in here when I was traveling. I think we was traveling in Missouri when I got this book. I can't really remember. But it says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. For I am gentle and humble and in heart, and you will find rest for your soul." 1 second, y'all. So I'm going to keep saying the same thing. Let me say it one more time. And I will give you rest for your soul. His yoke is custom fit for you. When my children were small, money was very tight. I understand that. The local annual consignment sales were a lifesaver for inexpensively outfitting 2 quickly growing kids. I generally bought a size or 2 ahead so the kids had room to grow for the next year. I ain't never did that per se, because I just believe, this is my belief, God will provide, and if they ain't got a jacket or a coat, guess what? God don't want them to go outside right then. That's all I can say.
That is it. I'm telling you, that's how I live. I used to not live like that. I used to just buy stuff and have it overly flowing. And I realized I wasted a lot of money like that. So now is if God wanted to go outside, God gonna give him some shoes, he gonna give him some jackets, and he gonna give him some socks and some underwear and long johns and all that. So if you don't want to go outside, then what? Stay inside. Same with me. But I've never bought the oversized clothes either. Everybody do things differently. But I can understand the tightness of money here, what the lady is speaking of. Because with me having 4 kids, it's definitely tight. And they will not send them no money. So, well, I ain't gonna say he won't. He has it or bit here. He don't realize it's 4 kids here. And I don't know. I don't know exactly how they made it, but we a little expensive. And what he's saying, it ain't working. Either way, I thought the kids looked adorable in their oversized shirts and rolled up jeans, but they were definitely not custom fit. I was asking them to live, play, and work in clothes that were not tailored to them in any way. Now, life lesson from that is, that's just like in life, like you trying to wear somebody else's shoes that's not kind of fit for you. So you clunking and clanking, you sound like a clown walking. If you keep it up while I'm on live, it's gonna be so many problems, Elijah. Allie. But it's like wearing someone else's shoes. And you can't walk in somebody else's shoes, especially if they didn't walk in them before. Because your feet ain't kind of fit for it. Or wearing somebody else's clothes that's too big or too little. Too little is very uncomfortable because you possibly get a yeast infection if you're a lady. But too big, you might be showing your ass. I don't know. You want to get something that's fit for you. Like this shirt, it's a little medium, but it is mine. It's mine. But they don't make it nice medium. They don't make it nice medium. It make my titties up. Anyway, that's not what God had me to talk to y'all about this morning. God is not like that. When Jesus says the key way is to find rest, is to take my yoke up on you, he is gently rebuking us from taking the burdens that we were not meant to carry, and telling us instead, take on those purposes that he has created just for us. It's things that God has created just for us. We get so caught up in the mundane things and the things of the world and how we're going to do this and how we're going to do that. And you just got to realize that it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be a blessing. It's a blessing to be blessed. And if you're worried about everything, you'll never get accomplished what you have to get accomplished because it's always on your brain. And you got to remember that's not what God has for you. God has rest for you. And when you find rest and you say, you know what, whatever happened, happens. But you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to fall because I know God got me. And this journey that I've been on, even to Missouri, even back to Mississippi, it has taught me like the only person you can rely on is God. Because people are not reliable. Things are not reliable. Sometimes money ain't even reliable. So you have to rely on God. And I get that. I get that. Anyway, a yoke is a device that hitches over the shoulders of a working animal. Sometimes I feel like I be having a yoke on me. Anyway, or a team of animals so they can comfortably pull something heavy such as a plow. Since every animal is a different size and shape, a carrying farmer carefully custom fits a yoke to each breast. This allows the ox or horse or donkey to work well when he is called upon, without getting exhausted, being ineffective from pulling at a wrong angle or getting chafed and sore. So that's just about like life. It's God equips us with the things we need, and as we grow and go, we pick up more tools that we need. And as we pick those tools up, we become more equipped, so that the yoke that we're carrying is not too heavy. It won't make us sore. It won't hurt us. And if it does, God, we've picked up a tool to help protect us from it. So, and that's as we go on in life. But that's granted that we surround ourselves around the right people. And in this walk of life, you don't really know who the right people is all the time. You can thank a person in some way, and they can absolutely be something else. I've learned it. It's a learned lesson. Either way, the farmer is also careful not to give a young animal a yoke that is too large. Instead, at every stage of growth, the farmer remeasures the breast under his care and creates a new yoke. Just 1 second, y'all. Imagine the difficulties of one animal were to take on a yoke that was designed for another. Yeah, about one more time. That was designed for another. The ground might be plowed, but oh, the pain and strain and heaviness. Oh, the open sores on a weary back. After days and months of this, wouldn't the animal eventually shy away from the good works of the day? Yes. Me being prime example, I get that. Me being prime example, like over the course of months, like me doing the videos, me doing what I was called to do, I shied away from it because of what I thought. Me and God couldn't quite get on a level ground on what I thought that he wanted me to do. And he was just like, be you, do you, it's gonna work. And I was like, God, now you telling me to be me, you know I'm a little rich, I'm a little ghetto, but I'm still Christian, and I'm still a good girl, but bad, but good, but bad, but good. I don't know. I just be stacking it up like a little layer cake. Either way, it works out. And that's another thing I gotta tell y'all too. Look, I was watching Bernie Mac the other day, and the little girl was saying she wanted to keep her sin cup clean, so she came to the sink and she washed the sin cup out. And she was like, Uncle Bernie, I want to keep my sin cup clean because I want to go to heaven. Y'all, that's me. It was like, I can't do nothing. I got to keep this cup clean. And I'm still that way. But you got to know, now God gives you forgiveness. It's up to you to take those chances. But knowing and not doing, not knowing and doing, you get with many stripes. Knowing and doing, you get with less stripes. Either way, my point is, you want to keep your sin cup clean, true enough, but it's a pressure to you to do that, and you become very depressed in the process of doing that. So, if you mess up, don't beat yourself up. Now, if you knew that shit before you crossed that bridge, then just know God ain't with that. And I get that. But if you cross that bridge and you didn't know, you ask for forgiveness and you keep walking across that bridge. That's all you can do. And you work on it day by day. Doing the best you can. However you can. And so your sin cup might have a couple spots in it. Don't let a burnt hole be on the side so all your water, all your juice leaking out. But, you know, try to keep it clean. But just don't be walking around depressed trying to keep it clean. I was listening to a sermon this morning from Steve Forlick, I think. And he was saying about anxiety and how we worry so much. And when you got that, like, that's not of God. God do not want you to worry that much. He did not put that much pressure on us to worry like that. His main focus is for us to be okay. Now, he ain't trying to pet our feelings or pacify our feelings, but he wants us to be okay. And he wants us to know what's right and do what's right. And when we don't, we get with many scrapes. But when we do, he like, you know what? I'm teaching my child some things. And sometimes I get spoiled and I just be like, I want my way and I want it now. Like J.G. Wentworth. And God just be like, you know what? I'm gonna give you some time to yourself because you in one of the moments. And I be needing it. I be like, don't leave me, but just let me motor over it. Anywho, that's not what the lesson today is about. I just was saying. So often we weary and burdened, not because of long hours or having too much to do, but because we're taking on things we were never meant to do, or in a way, or during a time we were never meant to do them. Let us believe our Lord promised that when we take up on His yoke for us, we will find rest. When I'm telling y'all, that's how I know that I am definitely chosen. Because the days that I don't do my videos and I don't talk, like, those are my most depressing days, because I feel like I'm not getting nothing done, even though I'm raising my kids. But I feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I feel out of place. But if you got something in your life that you feel like that about, you got to search yourself, learn yourself. And once you learn yourself, you definitely can succeed. You can do anything through Christ, because Christ strengthens us, and that's what we got to know. Okay, I'm putting nails on. I did this the other night, but all them nails popped out, and I refused to go to the nail shop because they messed up my nail bed. Anywho, but on anxiety, God do not have us to be worried and to overthink. Even though we do it, it's not something that He has for us to do. Not saying He wants everything to be easy, but once we start overthinking and the anxiety hit, that's when we got to start praying the hardest. We got to get up, we got to start moving. That's why He say a busy life is definitely something that we need. We always need to be doing something. I know I'm like that, and that's because I'm learning myself. If I'm not busy and I'm just sitting around, like, I'm thinking the whole time, I'm thinking about all the negative, I'm thinking about everything that could go wrong, and that's not what He has for us. Like, He does not have. Why would He be a God that can provide everything and we sit and worry about everything? I don't think I had that for us. I'm just saying. Not saying don't worry about nothing. I am saying that. I say cast your cares on the Lord, but also you gotta have common sense. You gotta kind of mix it up together, because He gave us common sense for a reason. So we gotta use both and try to minimize the worrying. And that's what I do. I had read Martin Luther King's mountaintop speech, and he was saying how the preachers always get up and they preach about all the things that, like, all the people in the Bible, and that gives us great parables and great examples. But it's the life that we live in 2021 that needs to be preached on. Like, it's hard to live in this day and time, especially being that I was born in 1986. Like, the change in society and changing things I've been able to adjust to, but at the same time, it's such a change that it must be talked about. Like, the technology, just everything, the coronavirus, like, everything in one. It's a change, and it's different. People have adjusted to it, and it's caused a lot of depression and a lot of stress, and Americans is taking the best hit of it. You really can't see it, but I can. But it's definitely something to adjust to. And that's the stuff that I think that needs to be talked about. I think Adam and Eve and them biting the apple, I think they got a lot to do with a lot of stuff. But at the same time, I think that talking about marrying too soon, or not knowing who you should marry or what love really is before you marry, I think that should be talked about. I think it should. I think that young girls should know that because he popping and you got to run behind him and bust him upside the head with a bat, like, that ain't cool. I think that my daughter should know, like, all that fighting and all that cussing and fussing, like, that ain't cool. That's not cool. Love is a little different from that. And I believe that when God says be equally yoked, that it should all fall in hand. Like, you might not be rich, but you have what you need. And you might not get along all the time, but you are able to work through your issues. And you're able to communicate. Even though it don't come out your mouth. Like, people that fuss a lot, I think that that's of the devil. If you got to fuss all the time, like, I think that's of the devil. Because in a relationship, I think that you should be able to communicate with your mind, and y'all should connect in your mind more than you connect in your body or with words or physically. Like, if you connect in your mind, then, like, you ain't going to tell me what the next move is, because I'm going to know. I might not do it exactly how you want me to do it, but I'm going to know. And I think that's how a relationship should be, and we shouldn't get married too early. And I think that's stuff that people should relay. But Adam and Eve and the apple, I think, is relevant. Eve shouldn't have ate the apple. Got it. I get that. But also, it's a lot of apples we're eating that we shouldn't eat. And that's what we need to know about. Like the Samson and Delilah that's like here. And the Cain and Abel's that's here. And how family could possibly break your spirit just by not being as real as you thought they was. I think that's like the stuff that we should talk about. And granted that, you know, Job, you know, being stripped from everything is definitely relevant. But I think we should talk about the in-between on how, like, even though you can lose everything, you can always get back. I know I told my husband one day, actually the night he wrecked my car, I said, he was walking out the door. And I said, the words I said, don't wreck my car. Because I don't want to lose everything and have to get it right back. Like, that ain't what I want to do. And he still did it. I think he did it on purpose. Personally. And so that's why I'm kind of mad. Like, that's why our marriage was that. Because that pissed me off. That pissed me off. You done wrecked 2 cars. I'm mad. And you drank too bad. Like, either way, that's real issues that I think that should be discussed. I think that should be discussed. It's real shit. I think that it should be discussed in marriage. You should know and discern your partner. And I think it's torture not to do it. I think it's very much torture if you do not discern your partner and you don't know what your partner wants. But you still want to be in that spot. You get that. I get that. Either way, if you still want to hold that spot and you can't tell and you can't do what you need to do or discern what your partner needs from you, I think you should just get up out the seat and say, thank you for letting me sit here. I appreciate your time. And go. But leave some money in the seat. Leave some money in the seat at the least. Especially if you left 4 kids in the back seat. I'm just saying. These are the things I think should be discussed. Adam and Eve eating the apple is very important. But I bit off an apple and baby, it like to choke me going down. Like, it like to choke me going down. Seriously. On some real shit. And I think we should talk about these things. So, now, this is our Wednesday podcast. I hope y'all enjoy it. I hope you learn something. And this is what I'm here for. I'm here for laughter. Because who better entertain me than me? Anyway. Today's lesson was about anxiety. I got a little off track, but it's about anxiety and worrying, and you shouldn't worry about things. I got book pride. And we as women, I don't think we're supposed to work too hard. I'm just saying, who's gonna take care of the kids and who do all the thinking and organizing and all that good stuff. I'm just saying. I'm not. I mean, I can do the thinking and organizing, but I'm not gonna work and do thinking and organizing. Like that is over exhausting. It's over exhausting. So I decided that I guess my bed gonna be empty. Well, no, because Alice in it, but otherwise, because I can't do it. I cannot with these African American men that I've dealt with. I ain't gonna say they all like that. I'm just gonna say the ones I dealt with. And I'm gonna hope that, and I'm gonna pray that the Lord sends somebody that got some sense, that think like I think. If they think like I think, then God already know, like He sent the right one. But if they don't think like I think, then oh well, it is what it is, I guess. You know, these are the things that I think should be discussed on any platform. Not that I don't believe in the Bible, because I truly believe in the Bible, because that's how I got where I've gotten to. But I believe in reality, in real life situations that we are unaware of. And I know I forgot what my marriage license said, but at about 21, 22, I think it was 21, I should have had a little bit more guidance than what I had. Somebody should have said, "Brittany, you just don't go get married because somebody said you should marry this man because he's a good man." When you didn't turn him down 3 times. Follow your first line. Yeah. Before all this is the person that I was. Like, you me. Get married, I tried to a lot of insecure spirits and jealous spirits, and that ain't me. Because I don't even care. I don't care. I tried to them spirits. And that's what people don't tell you about marriage. All you see is a pretty flower and a pretty dress as women. You know, title. So much come along with that. So much. And not just marriage, even with sex. So much come along with that. We just can't be jumping. We can't be jumping in marriages, and we can't be jumping in beds. Right? It's real and feel. Seriously. People are doing voodoo on you, and you don't even know it. And you be like, "Why I feel like them?" Know these people. You can know them, and they still people change. So. I don't know what to think, but I know one thing. I know I say this on every line. Marriage is not to be entered into lightly. You need counseling and everything they say you need that before you get in. You need all of it. It's important. If you consider it. And speaking of marriage, I do floral decorations. I do floral decorations. And I do it whether you being counseled or not. If you want to hop over the broom and go ahead, I'm good. I'm going to do your floral decoration for you. I'll decorate. Cater, all that. But, no. It's a lot to come with it. It's a lot of pain that can come from that. I didn't know it. And what you didn't know, you cannot change what you did not know. It's embarrassing and it hurts. Bring tears to my eyes like every night. Because I did not know. And I was listening to everybody. And I wound up fucking myself up. Like, seriously. I had to stay high 90% of the marriage. I was on pills like 9 years and we was married 11. So I've been clean too. I've been clean too. So think about this. And when I got clean, that's when my mind started being like, you know what, this is something wrong with this. Something a little fishy. And what I didn't know, I beat myself up about a lot of times. I'm just saying, I'm trying to warn somebody before they step into something and they think they got the best man in the goddamn world. I didn't even think that though. I didn't think that. This is how this came about. We were staying with other people. Because prior, we was living in our own apartment and Bo had asked me to marry him, like I said, 3 times. And I was like, no. I see my mom and them do this. I was in the apartment, I was planning my way out. I kept leaving, going to the country, And I was just like, I don't really want to be down there with my family, but I don't want to be there with, you know, and it was a means to an end, or ends to a means, whatever, however that saying go. Just until I could kind of get it together. So, anywho, yeah, don't laugh at my story, because it is what it is. But, anywho, I don't want somebody else to run and bump their head on some shit. And that's why I think that telling my story is like important. Either way, I didn't want to go back to the country. Don't really know why, but I was tired of being treated like a baby. I was sad. So I said, I'm gonna be grown. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to live this grown up life. But at the time I ain't have but 1 kid, and I had more than enough help with the kid. He started convincing me, you know, don't let her go out there. She don't need to go out there. Why she going out there? She got kids. That was stupid. Now I'm stuck with kids that I feel like I am responsible. Just me. Responsible for. Not him. Just me. Either way, we started living with people. And we was living with my godmama, and when we started living with her, I guess, I don't know what she thought, but anyway, she was saying, this is a good guy for you, you should take this guy. I mean, you should marry him. He's a good dude, he work hard. And I was like, okay, why not? A couple days before Halloween, I went and I got married. Worst decision I think I could have made at the time. Not saying that our marriage started off as Halloween, but as time went along, it was definitely more Halloweenish, you know. And it was maybe just difference of raising, and that's why God said you got to be equally yoked. Because if you're not equally yoked, then you're gonna run into a lot of different issues, and they're not gonna just be play issues. They're gonna be real issues. So, like, you got to examine it. You got to examine it deeply, thoroughly. And you gotta know, like, yeah, I woke up like this, but I did wash my face though. But anyway, you gotta examine it deeply and thoroughly, and you gotta say to yourself, you know, is this what I want? If a person wasn't raised where you was raised, if a person wasn't raised how you was raised, you can't really expect to be equally yoked because they ain't got the same background as you. At the present moment, I feel like I got a Hattiesburg background, but I know that ain't where I'm from. Like, I know where my feet is planted at, where my roots are from. And so, sometimes I be one of these hood thug niggas. But I know they ain't even for me. They ain't even for me. It just be what I want. And that's because I've been in the bird too long. But, and I promise you, it's like that. You gotta marry people in your area or around your area. Because them people are more like you than somebody you go and pick from somewhere else. Because you gotta remember, like, I can't even explain it. But coming from the country to the city, marrying a city boy, combining it in my life, y'all, it was like, shoot, that nigga ran right through me. Toop, 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 toop. Because I'm used to a slower lifestyle. I'm used to the at-home lifestyle. And he was used to the road lifestyle. And always being there. Or being gone. So that left me at home with the kids, and so the only company I really had was the kids. It led to some cheating, but that's the only company I had was the kids, and it became to the point where now I'm Miley. I'm Miley the maid. I clean up and I keep these kids. Yeah. So, and that became exactly what it was. Why he went played cards, drunk, stayed up all night. Just doing basically what he wanted to do. And it's the difference between a city boy and a country boy, for sure. At least if you're at home, you're comfortable and they pay the bills. This motherfucker wouldn't even do that. Oh, God. Anywho, it irritates me to think about this shit. But it is what it is. Like, once again, I must say, life choices, those are the ones I made. But don't be going out marrying folks. And don't do it at the courthouse. Do it at the church, at least. At the least. I'm just saying. We learn something new every day. So now, I'm taking all donations for the divorce because my husband won't pay for it. And I refuse to pay for it because I think Cherie should pay for it. I'm just being honest because she the one said marry him. But I'm taking all donations. She paid for the motherfucker. Because I had to get untied from him. He don't realize that it's we got to get it out of him. He got to go. Either way, the whole purpose of this is so you know, don't enter into marriage lightly. Definitely be equally yoked. I don't know where my glue at for my fingernail. And yes, I'm gonna glue these fingernails on. Yeah, this candle smells absolutely positively good. It's called Sweet Sugar Apple and Bourbon. Anyway, I got about 3 candles lit. Yes. Okay. Maybe I won't be putting any nails on. You know. Who's the lucky guest here today? Whomever you are. I want to say I do wig install. And definitely tell a friend. I don't understand. He said he slide on back down. I think I done hit my 30-minute mark. Last night I stayed on live for 3 hours. 3 whole hours. I don't know what was in me. Being that I don't do anything, couldn't have been much. Either way, I'm gonna find my cigarette too. There it is. I know it somewhere. But listen to today was anxiety is not of the Lord. Once you feel it creeping up on you, start praying. Prayer is the only thing to keep these demonic spirits off you. And I know some people say, I don't believe in the devil and I don't believe in Satan. It's real, so you can believe in it or not. You be walking around here hexed. Anywho, prayer is the only thing that's going to keep that away from you. And being visual. You got to be visual. My mama told me that when she stepped out of prison. There's a lot of stuff I learned about prison that applies to real life. And I've never been before. Lord bless, I never have to go. But it's a lot of stuff that I was told about prison. I need to start a prison ministry. I don't know. Because, like, everybody I've been around has been to prison. And it's just not me. And Lord, bless that it never beats me. But I've learned so much from the people that I've been around to know, like, it's a lot of stuff that applies there that applies here. You always need to keep your tennis shoes on and tied up. Because this world, you never know what's coming. And you got to be visible. You got to look both ways, behind you and in front of you. Like, it's real. And if you're not careful, you can possibly be taken advantage of. Speaking of that, I gotta see how much these people charge me for this. Check it out. Anywho. I even got a calculator on there. Okay, I guess that might be right. I think that was $20 over. I ain't sure. But either way. And you got to pray, like, you got to continue to pray. I'm like, Monk, it's the junk out here. So you got to continue to be prayed up. And if you're not prayed up, then the enemy is ready to steal, kill, and destroy. And whether it's stealing something physically from you, or stealing an emotion from you, or stealing a blessing from you, or stealing a relationship from you, like, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Know him. Like, when you know that that's what the enemy come to do, you can start seeing people for who they are. And you can be like, no, I ain't going back through that door no more because I've been through that door and that door didn't work for me. And once you realize I've been through that door and that door don't work for me no more, then you know. Like, you got to move a lot differently. You got to move a lot differently. And I remember talking to my godmama and her telling me, like, it was 3 people that God had told her that she needs to leave alone. And when God tell you, like, this person is not for you, and you continue to go down that road, you're gonna have a crash, and it might not be the crash, but it's gonna lead to the crash. So people, places, and things, it's just like drugs. People, places, and things are very important. And when you know what the devil come to do, and you see that in a person or some people, you know they come to kill, steal, and destroy, then you start eliminating them, because that's who they are. And you can't change the way a person is. You can count it off as, oh, they jealous, and some people like to be around jealous people, but I ain't one of them. I'd rather just stay my distance. Because those spirits begin to rub off on you. And that's not the person that you are. And I know it because I've been there. Doing things that you normally wouldn't do. Because you're in survival mode. Just like, this is not a parable, but it's a story. Just like before me and my husband got married, I was pregnant with my daughter. Prime example, I should have knew then, but I was so young. Y'all, being young and dating is not good. I used to just want to date because everybody else was dating, and the mama was like, "Bring, you need to wait," because she knew your mind is forming at that age, and when your mind is forming at that age, you need to let God work with you, your parents and God, because they're the only people that can instill in you what needs to be instilled. So I left home at 13, and everything that got put in me after 13 is what I knew. So either or. I was pregnant with my first child, and my husband owed some fines. Well, he was my husband, then he was my boyfriend. He owed some fines, and I was getting like $25 in unemployment, and that's what we were surviving off of. So I started hanging with my cousin, and she was stealing. So guess what? I started stealing. Not stealing to sell to nobody else. I was stealing to survive. I was still, because I got a baby on the way, and this man ain't doing what he needs to be doing. Well, I guess he is for him, just like he doing right now. He working for him, and I knew that in the beginning. So the wanting to go punch him in the face right now is just, Brittany, get over it, because you knew, but I was young, so I knew, but I didn't know, because he loved me, and I didn't realize like love is what love does. And at that time, I'm surviving off $25, stealing baby clothes and baby bottles and pacifiers and socks and shoes, trying to make sure when my child get here that she's okay. Not wanting to ask nobody for nothing. And can't ask him for nothing. So, yeah, that's where I was. And that whole situation, like, that's women. I'm not saying that's how it was the entire relationship, but it was some things like that now that we're separated, that I realized like this is who he is. And when a person shows you who they are, that's who they are. That's who they are. Can't change that. You don't care about the kids at all. So either or. Just don't be jumping the broom, people. Don't be just jumping the broom. Make them show you something. Something. Just did much. Something. Anything. And I didn't know that, so it was definitely a lot of naiveness in it. And you can't, when you look back at stuff, you be like, dang, I can't believe I did that. Don't beat yourself up. Don't get depressed. Yeah, this wig so tight, my eye hurting. Like right here. Oh, about right here. You know, it's on there. Y'all called me for the wig installs. I'm like, seriously. Matter of fact, I'm supposed to be in the shop next week, so y'all come visit me. Wig install. Either and I can say at the time I used to think that my husband was the best thing that happened to me, and then I realized like no, it was me. I was the best thing that happened to me. I was the best thing that happened to me. And yeah, I'm telling you, people where you fucking thinking you stupid. I was the best thing that happened to me. Because if it was not for me, I wouldn't have survived. These kids wouldn't have survived. I don't know if they would have ate. I don't know. Like seriously, I look back on it and I'm just like, I saved me. It was me that did that. I mean, a few times he came through. Well, it was God saving me, but it had a lot to do with me because it wasn't his spirit. Because like his spirit is a selfish spirit. Like I have anything I get, I have to share. I have to split for like 5 ways. So anything he get is him, and he may send something, and he may not. So I look back on it, it was me and God. And not me, God, and the kid, but let's evaluate that. How much, and I'm not saying that a relationship should just be a man giving everything to a woman. It should, I mean, because as a child, I dreamed of like the princess, kind of fairy tale-ish. That's why I be giving these niggas so much hope, though. I be giving them too much hope because of what I think I should deserve. What I think I deserve. And I be like, they gonna do this and they gonna make that work. But I be giving them so much hope. It's because of the way I think, though. It's the way I think things should be. And, y'all, that's fuck up. Because you even gave people hope that just, they don't deserve the hope that you gave them. Like, seriously. And it's important before you connect with anybody to know yourself. Know what you want, know what you can't accept, and what you're not gonna do, and what you expect. So you'll know any red flags when you see them. If you leave once, just stay gone. It probably was the best bet. And that's how life is, though.
You ready?
I hope this is someone.
Yeah.